what if my student is above 16 years and my student has given consent? When a girl is below 16 years, say opinion so, one penny so, sa consent and I'm running say is irrelevant. And we here teachers know BBA ni was and you know authority should set up. In Tiamra say o teacher ni ebe ware ni student.
Okay.
Nemo etiamra say obe ware na emra o hye wase.
Okay.
Ghana no. Say also obem no si jaya. O pese o kire o say koso. What I say? Oh, me pesa me away the bakwasi jai. And so now or buto
Time with the law and I also egusu awichi. Na no pay said ye na watchi mu wate no. Na bia ho komotwetwe ne ade akoso. Eye church ni ya owo Bole Senior High School. Wone na disue ni ekodai ewo science lab. Akwatwetwe nkomo bebre ede aba. Na eno eho enkomo na no pay ye di lawyer Dominic Ofori-Boadi ena mene no edi nkomo free bako apem chambers ono na no pay ye ne no edi ye nkomo yi na brofo kasemu ni ye bisa se is consent absolute in all sexual acts eno na no pay ye di nkomo ma me nkona me ma cancel akwaba na ye fa ye nkomo ni so cancel
Kwazi.
Good morning.
Morning, Kwazi.
Pachapo when?
Oba the other room. Now, so.
Yes, I do. Me so me hoye. Ye come ye consent. Ewo ye money and mema in shemu. Eno na no pay. Ye di hunkomo. Di edi kan no. Consent na nkasa na ye kan. Ye den ya. Ye weche mu se.
Kwazi what be say? Say ye kase consent. I'll measure free emrano afa then emrano eka. Say you can say consent or say voluntarily or finipim willingly informed or tiasie or finipim nipim obi anshen. Na what tiasie ama obi foforo ho kwan say onu jumadie bi oninini.
Okay.
Say oteni ame chire na say. And you know if I should read the straight to say also consent is a voluntary, informed and explicit agreement by a person with the capacity to do so, allowing another to perform an action.
Okay.
And you know wa ufri upim obi anhyew wote ni awoye na se na wafri upim mama ho kwan se obi foforo, that's another person or person oni udi jumadie bi no ama no ho kwan so oni uni. That is the consent. Until say you can consent, that's how the law look at it.
Okay, no. Okay, with the capacity to do so.
Yes.
A bit me say nipa na peninsula, but only capacity needs
of course. Until you realm we anymore, you better say you know.
Consent okay. I was say written and verbal, and in this case, with regards to sexual act, verbal and written.
Oh, with the acts, let's say to agree to have sex. So you have na obi ko fear ko typo and na ko fa pen. Obi o ha o share nipa no o makasa. Enti no oral is accepted.
Okay.
You know we have oral agreements and we have written agreements, consent. Enti no it can be oral, it can be written. But when it comes to such acts, mostly it's oral.
Yes, written.
Oh, so ubenya brand na makotra fine. I know you more, but
okay. Cancel. Consent na ye kano. Are there nyeme they can be implied as consent, and I was say yes, no, and only who say nipano absolute yes I me peneso guy and media guy sa is it implied and I say
asama will be saying because I say your law school na a criminal law na lecture about culture say Ghana no so also bem no si jaya or person or chiro say koso what I say oh me pesa me awe dey back was it jai and so now or butu ama enti no aya din senior ube timi interpret but sometimes ni panic conduct nature so on pesa so what I say yen amania ni amamrenti no obi wo ho a ferry some way but obi nso wo nso straight away obeka cho say ni ayen mempe so sometimes the body conduct but ankese say ye ani debi na ese oti ase but obi nso say oh say o kan debi ni nkyere say onye e bi aseme de yi kakra na de kakra kan ho a ni nyina ebeba abegbo anu enti adenti na ene amen try na de no obi betimi akoso no asosidi obi o nso a onkoso okoso a onsosidi. So these are the forms. So when we talk about consent, whether it should be yes or no. So already nyame and so say it must be explicit, which means as I say nipa no eka ani debi. Na so eto debi a say ni aya setna ni ye ne ma ntino obi ani kire say debi kire say
Ekobani sana ma asem ne kan yedi.
Exactly. Ba ni awon penesu no ohun se ne kasemu ne body posture ni nyina. Ba obi o nso a oso se me ye yi sa ma nti ade so toast mi kakra. Nti no toast ekosu tama ebe fa ma no. Nti jaja no ni nyina no. Ja na onso obi aja na onipa na chechire wa na ogusu chechire no ja me pesa no osusu mu ja sa asa wo dan so what does it mean? Enti no sometimes ba anka okase debi a debi the consent must be explicit implied.
The other one Mr. say ebia also nipa ni mu no nipa na nka hwe. Can that be interpreted as consent? Or no anka and or no anka debi.
So onim ne to aso enti say sometimes you know be kasa timi so ni mo. But as when nipa no sha say touch your private parts and you are not resisting her, then there can be an inference. You infer say oh no ye no when ni je do on kasa Nenti a obi wo wa say wanye hwe a but me I've come into contact with the law no my better as say silence does not mean consent. Oh yes, because I have the right to remain silent. That's why police for betu say you have the right to remain silent. It means silence does not always mean consent. I have my right to remain silent. Untimi nyame, untimi sheme, seme nkasa. Into the fact say uso mi muna mie ma non kasa ye no. It does not mean I have consented.
Even said you okay. Ebia nipa na nka hwe ena ebia act na koso. Na later on okukusiwa. We need defense of kaso miso ni mu no anka hwe nti that means no happen so.
So we will try and bring in those things. Whether we can win that argument, because one resist ebia you are penetrating nini na one resist here, then at the end of the day adechino say yeah you create all those instances. So what I say
because the other one ebia before the act nipa na kayes act no question na Jai.
That's what I'm saying. And man, say at any point in time or be withdrawn the consent, they say Ujai. No, we say, hey, na some bedroom why Johnson say, man, say Jai. The moment the person withdraws consent, you have to stop.
And they say, but it's what the other party knows. So I had why did you cook or so could
no dear. It's a so what the baby bontain now never can why you there. But me unse na course na moyen. No free feelings and woman.
Yeah.
I like her submission. Unse sa empemu agro. Ese yenti ase. You see, the art must be enjoyed. And at any point in time, me am careful at any point in time say only obani bemeshem na say ebi obanu eye aje which means say opra. There's no sense in continuing. And you want to bet o mema ye. Find the best way or a better way. There you go again. That thing must be enjoyed. And says at the end of the day, Baku a sofa. Until be at that time, no. Obe who said, ne who awo, and I say on ne who 4 BM. It means there's going to be friction. When there's friction, then the basic bruises, obe crew. Until the at the point, oh yeah, all can Jamie prime those things, no. And yeah, when I obe children send me a bear man, I make cost why there be. And you know that is it. And to them be our back at you say jai no. As I say we jai. When jai now to us say when we are Bruce 60 years a rape. Say or you below 60 years a whole crampo there young cohort. And until you say nipa or it's also Bruce 60 years or withdraw consent now to us at that point to continue now who rape no. Because the person has withdraw consent. But say incommodate any course na yeah. Ubon say a movie cry na or say don't stop. Your man wa brana or say don't stop. Let's say the art is being enjoyed. Then you get the person throughout the period. The person will become wet for the art to be enjoyed. But not when Nipani say upra mi jai mi pra no TTM or say ha me chira me be ma ba. Me na me ye na oba ni TTM na che say me e be ma there be and to point or back kasi jai no or withdraw consent.
Okay enti emfa ni say ebia after the act no na nipa ni say me ma consent make yes but na mabo. Is that an excuse? Yeah, I bet me I incriminate the other party. Say be obani so me pene so but ebra me pene so na meni na ho na mabo. Is that a solid argument?
That's intoxication. Mm-hmm. Yes it's an you can raise that as a defense and as a to maybe argue the point say wama consent. But under our law, intoxication is case by case. Because kwesi will be or not that, but I don't take alcohol, and I don't condemn people who take it. So won't say you now mommy bought to eat back or cry. Me I may yam me home wahano. And you know me you will be on so I want you now man the full bottle crow we cry a new baby on Tuesday. It is going to be on a case by case basis. At what level does that person become intoxicated? And you know, it is not sacrosanct. Say because no man no consenti. And sana no they impair your thinking, your judgment. So I say until the level that you took will be taken into consideration, then we can infer say intoxication. Because of intoxication you couldn't have given consent.
The other one would be say ebia nipa ne share no ye intimidate no or like I say there be ebia no or the tuesi mi so manka ania obe prime man can I obe kume. Is that also a solid argument?
Oh, yes. So it means that the consent was procured due duress, under duress.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are being forced, whether you are being threatened.
Okay.
You can say that consent was vitiated, was void. So we will go into it so that all these things that you are saying, they are being captured. But Osha program asking common ma menye family the encounter no ma kan ni na
course na
yes our remuno.
Yeah.
Enti as say marital rape is a crime. Enti as sir.
So first, marital rape exists. Okay.
It exists.
All right.
It is a crime, but it is not a stand-alone under the Criminal Offences Act.
Okay.
But rather, omu prosecute under the Domestic Violence Act. But it is not treated as marital rape, but they say sexual abuse. So what I say, into no ewo send American at any point in time and nipa be withdraw consent no. Into so you yire anase bi or me person me kan oyokun because who read the law now. Na say yentimi rape be ma.
That question in can be beside
emrano as at now yes san there yen rape be ma.
Hey.
And that is why I'm sure Sentina or ma codify as sexual abuse so that we can say Beman so were abusing you sexually. But the definition for rape as it is now, a man cannot be raped.
Me who are there me mushe pa.
Sana sisi and emrano sana otie. Because there must be a penetration. The other time na judge be ma education on it, and you reason with him the reason why I ain't rape Bema because he said Bema nye na adwin so no better oye ne den ne ho sorry so nye na adwin a obeye ne den aye ne den en sorry but the moment obeye na adwin so we say obe sorry agina so you see at that point no wa ma consent.
And I'm running your first member.
At that point, Wama consent.
Wow.
Or that was what or church maintenance to an extent. But I said, it was so under duress. So be our penny now. Why now? And but as at now, under the Ghanaian law in Republic.
So. So does it mean say in the case of a man, consent is implied?
From what he tried to explain to me, that is what I will think. Say, man there because no kind says a bear man here and I drink so no better. Oh yeah, then home sorry. And the moment that sorry, not say why ready. Send him a year castle or baby or what. Ubesuni mu on yehi on not just impliedly who you imply no.
Hey, and your memory.
Remember there will be my me catch you will be my diabo
Wow. Okay.
And rape in marriage, but and so call a criminal act in man. You don't have any section or provision that is codified as marital rape, but it is treated as sexual abuse under the Domestic Violence Act.
Okay.
And in that case, Bema betimi akosa he has been sexually abused, and Obano so betimi akosa.
In your earlier explanation, you talk about capacity.
Sure.
And as a capability to do so.
Sure.
Why negate me our consent?
Very good. So I think that takes us straight into our discussion, and then now ye kasa ni nyina kamia say is consent absolute. What I will say for now is that no, and it's a big no. The first one is that where the Lord deems consent legally irrelevant. Emrano etimi who consent, whether you are consented to or not, or who sa consent say legally irrelevant. And who here? That's one scenario. We'll look at there are two scenarios that we are picking. But the first one is that the law deems consent legally irrelevant. Where we say strict liability.
Okay.
And this happens in the case of defilement. When a girl is below 16 years, say opinion so, one penny so, sa consent and I'm running say is irrelevant. And we here.
Someone below 16 cannot be said to have consented
at all.
Consent.
At all. That is why you are charged with the crime of what? Defilement.
Okay.
So defilement, the underlying word is with or without consent. With consent, you are, if the person is below 16 years, you have committed defilement.
Okay.
So that is, so when you go to the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29, yeah, section 101, it talks about defilement. Because of the age, you see, the person is immature. At that point, cannot give any relevant consent. So the consent the person has given is irrelevant, totally legally irrelevant.
Okay.
And it's like Akwalano was below 16 there. I don't know why some canoe, and yeah, you crowd. I'm on Chewa. I know you're in Chewa.
Yeah, found what that straightforward.
I'm a criminal law lecturer. Say, simple. Say what da? And now, or befa the two anyway, when it here you free. So no akra na befa wa de any de kotu ni de anymore you free. Because about defilement, consent no and who here, whether with or without. Emrama Shekiti say the consent given is legally irrelevant.
Okay. I know one. Okay.
Near Tosumi, no. Or say where consent is vitiated by law.
Okay.
And that leads us to earlier questions now. So we will look at those. So, section 14 of the Criminal and Criminal Offences Act 1960 at 29 now. From A to G. Nini na wanieka. Section, so the 14A no is talking about underage. Immaturity. So we are looking at the statutory age of consent.
Okay.
So if the person is below 16, it doesn't have that statutory maturity to give consent. So I say consent is void if the person giving it is under 16 years. The consent is void.
Okay.
I say void ab initio from the start.
All right.
The second one is mentally incapacity, or we can also say it's insanity. Entino to say your child be so unable down for that you be prosecute.
Okay.
Because under section 14, that is section 14A where it talks about it.
Yeah.
Mental incapacity. Mentally, the person is not fit.
Okay.
Whether temporarily or permanently, the person is not fit to give consent. He say even say nipa ni ma consent by law no that consent is vitiated. So what I say into a fan say be nipa ni above 16 years wa consent based on the fact say he is incapable, he is insane, whether temporarily or permanently, no, that consent is void.
Nipa no na adwen sisi so no ka
on teapo well to move on teapo oka ane kura sa ane no emrani hu ni say is void. And that consent now I can though here the person may be above 16 years, but due to this impairment or predicament, the law sees the consent as void.
So council passion me and we are yaking and yes will be a seb you be about that more now will be or will feel by
woman in microphone say Mami omo etimete faso. Now the moment na atia faso no sa amre no na okoke kan na opene so ma o. Say na ni ba ne ho so no o si wa repu na. And also o ma consent. We are able to prove say at the time o ma consent, she was insane. Then that consent that she gave is void.
Okay. What my I think two.
Yeah.
The
third one is deceit, fraud. Say da obi. Enti normal consent. So actually you be who say na no the consent in ma wa. It vitiates the consent. So fraud vitiates everything.
Cancer hono chire mma kakra. Say or that no kind be so.
Oh, bia. Mema will say.
Okay.
Enti no be open ma. Now we are be dia say anyhow. And I just all the na je consent ne die.
Okay.
Enti sa na no is what we are talking about. Deceit.
I don't know if this would be a good example, but the man says bio ye nuanu a eton mu hi na bia obi abefa no na ore no akọ ntiase se we bia after the act mema o say no mu wie na in this case bema na bema na ntua ni sika wo so de man ni mana obetimi a charge ni say in this case we raping. Because meaning say emrani tiase bia obi ton.
I don't want to go there because the courts are not there to enforce illegality.
Yeah.
That's what I say. The person can go under different you say it is sexual assault or something of that sort. That charge. But to say Ejuma we na wo yenti na oba na wa rape and those things. You are dealing in illegal trade.
Okay.
And you cannot go to the court. The court will not listen to.
Okay.
But the person can find a way and prosecute.
Okay.
So that is it. So we are saying say in sexual offences, deceit generally vitiates consent if it's related to a fundamental mistake of fact. Into one chere near memo. But we answer now person what that done. So it means that consent the person gave is void.
Okay.
The next one is duress. Okay, duress. Very good. So you see, force obi, coerce obi. So what I say, say force no maybe threats and I say, but to coerce no, ebi a kasa no chere say chichire no. It say ebi a baba won chen. Unim say wa na abema ne lawyer fair. Say when bibi ankoso a nsan kan lawyer fair. Say wa ono a on chichire o pa akwai So kwa ni obe ebi Americans who fi Kumasi na buy opa akọ ebi a hwensu ni ho ana ska kure kita akọ ntimi fa ni Kumasi ho and say I just say o mama that one you are coercing the person. If the person give consent that's only ni ye bibi a ochina obetimi a charge you for rape. If the person is above 16 years the person can charge you for rape.
Nti kan say yɛmfa sɛ kyerɛkyerɛ ni die a ɛwɔ mmɔnten sisie ɛbra na wɔne abaya no hɔ na bi obi wura hɔ ɔsɛ ɛwa mama nye bi amekɔ akɔka that is yɛbɛtumi aka sɛ no so yɛ duress.
Yeah, coercion. Yes, so it's under the duress. Maybe a nipa no so
one man
maybe all right. And that is it. And because of the duress, the coercion or the fear, nipa no o koto and I say you submit.
Okay.
That consent, you know. And what happens what they and say consent no the man is valid. It's invalid. Now the final one no neba nia abe no me say that na me reserve no na if you why they are teasim na fi ya chire mu say na say
all right.
That one is undue exercise of authority or influence.
Okay.
That's section 4, section 14C of Act 29.
Okay. Or say a consent is void if it is obtained by or under the exercise of an official, parental, or any other authority, and the authority which exercised otherwise than in good faith for the purposes for which it is allowed by law is for the purposes of this section a power unduly exercised.
Very good. So you see power imbalance.
Okay.
Undue exercise of authority or influence.
Say or no what to me be a when you panic.
Say yes. To me be a okitano. And my only other person, you are not on a level ground. And it means that by virtue of your power, the person has no choice than to give consent.
Okay.
That consent is invalid. So, and then me post that me say, what if my student is above 16 years and my student has given consent?
And from the organized automatically. So that consent in the void.
Very good. Into no, say akolano at this 16 years or more than 16 years, above 16 years. Now what place to say say me no beti yenye because no cry na keka to so akeka ba keka na abaya asem. Emrane say because of what undue exercise of authority you have an influence over the person and it's a only nipa no eye bibia or your student that consent is invalid. And I will go on. Well, see, I'm passionate here because before becoming a lawyer I am a teacher.
Yeah.
So I am passionate over here. Here. We are looking at what type of relationship. So we have the teacher-student relationship is one. Doctor-patient relationship is two. Lawyer-client relationship 3.
Okay.
Employer-employee relationship. Then we can talk about a religious leader and a follower relationship. Osofo any asoreba.
Yeah.
That relationship in we say they are what? Power imbalance. One has influence over the other. And you know, the one who has less power no will consent due to the overpowerly side no. And because of this no, say ekoba say even say nipa ni ma consent, the law says that consent is invalid by virtue of your power. Make a way no. Kwesi me nka say me aban say teacher student relationship. Until let's deal with that one.
Okay.
Me nka me nyina ha nka say wrong with say teacher ni be worry the student. It is never wrong. Enye entiamra say o teacher ni ebe worry the student.
Okay.
Na mom etiamra say obe worry na mra o hye wase.
Okay. So in this case, you can say the former student.
Very good. And you know, in tiamra say teacher ni be worry the former student.
Okay.
By tiamra say teacher ni student ebe ye bibi.
Because me teacher, your colleague back, of course, or school ni VA. I think or training college VA. Only now worry ne no
Enti no bi bia nsi hu kwan, mra bia nsi hu kwan say o chire ni ebe worry ni na kola wa chire na de pen. Yenti ye kra French president or worry ni teacher.
Macron.
Yes. The wife is his teacher at school.
Okay.
Emra no ko school no. Ni teacher ni e no ware no. Enti no ne ye no enyi nche no. But say ne ye kan no odo enim emfie.
Okay.
Anfanti sa obi e di 80 years but no oda na kuma so ye 19 years and 20 years. En say hwe.
Yeah.
No obi a ni adwen a ode ware. Obi wo ha, it's not about sex no. But so obi atena ne nchen ni na di nkomo, especially omo anyinyi na omo ware no. Most of them it's not about sex. Because you see obako for asetena ya. And are want to kumu sumu said then sometimes marriage is not all about the sex. Now, Kwesi, we will dwell more there. If it's a hormonal cracks in the wall.
Yeah.
Many students have fallen victim of these circumstances. Many teachers have used their power to coerce, to intimidate, because of the power imbalance, to take undue advantage of students. Yenti asiye say esan so ye teacher ni kra keke ni ntino. Se akwala no o kan bibi kire na edin. So obeka se mempene. Efi se meni uni kwala bi edin komo obeka se na kese nye se oye mi teacher. Anka ni amaye wo no. Ni anka make kan kire wo no. Which means we recognize say oni wo enkita hudi no anasa anyonkofo eda montem no obuo bi wo ntem tumi bi wo mu.
Yeah.
Se nye sa tumi na nko bebo na adwen a kire wo. But esan so ye ni chire ni ntino ese so ode sa ni die no ema. Kwasi me be teacher ni me teacher ni from 2011.
Okay.
I have a principle. And that principle has taken me through up to today. Say ebe din sa akwala say o meni say ada na say ni mada. Ebe din. My principle before entering or before going to the field to teach is that say o ya akwala me kire wa de. Na so who ofete say Princess Diana kra ohun nya makono. This is my principle. Yenti ase say enkwala ni bi so deliberate to me so teachers for here. Akwala betimi atena wani mu agya na abie ne na mu. Akwala betimi abetena wani na tade wa she dey try especially omo SS no. I have friend me wo Adam Bako Ochado Brigades e man ko. He will tell you some of these things. And the anka say the children are holy, but senior no or no. You have knowledge more than them. Kwesi meka asem na maka say authorities in the Ghana Education Service are sleeping on their work. They are sleeping on their work because there is a regulation that governs the conduct of staffs, especially teachers. This regulation, they are not
enforcing.
Yes. And I almost said that when I went to the law school, a whole year, law school near what we call our conduct. I had 3 separate books. We have the LI 2423. We have at 32. Then we have the Ghana Bar Code. All these things are conduct. And do you know what they have done? It is part of the curriculum. So you will learn and write exams on it. It is a kobani say ukra refu ukra beka say misuya wo school.
Say as lawyer ni
very good.
Ni kwa say me.
Sir. Teachers no bibia ni wo sir. Enti no authority should set up. Say omo de beka omo curriculum no omo suya ewo schools no whether the training college whether the university scientists are crown so I say it's an so much license no it should be part of that exams code of conduct
that way we need excuse be as a chewa
very good until no at least you are enlightened, you will be enlightened. I will read some of Nentia Esan say Oye teacher ni because I've heard me say the teacher is making he say get it here.
No mo ke ka say get na busuafo say omunim de ekoso wo ne cheche ni
fa hu
ho no me ba ho na ye die ho no komo
fa hu but before we get there let me say regulation now a govern teachers conduct they have impact. So who take it part 3 of it? The part 3 is entitled rules of conduct for staffs.
Okay.
Most especially teachers.
All right.
Sub rule 3 or 8 of 3 under part 3.
Okay.
So part 3 regulation 3 sub regulation 8.
Okay.
It explains all these things, and what I will take from there, what I'm going to read. I took one thing from there, and I want us to. So it says that any staff who has carnal knowledge of any female or male people, students of any age, with or without his or her consent, shall be guilty of professional misconduct. Is over 16 years. So far as the child is your student, you have committed a misconduct, which is professional misconduct. And in any law, if you commit a professional misconduct, you can be bad. Your license will be revoked. You bet your license, no. It can be temporary, it can be permanent. That is one reason why it's strictly enforced. You need the license to practice. First school certificate in there. First in GS. I like how now they are going about things. People are saying the license and those things. The license is what the that will give authority and power to the institution, that is GS. I obey me apamo. Certificate now first no am so mo din the untimi nyi me certificate no na ade me go school no me ana me di me sika ko enti certificate me dia by license ne de o na o de mame enu na ma me tumi ama me timi a kira de enti so o kira gi license ne fi me say man with my certificate I cannot teach. So in law your Joe license you cannot practice. And found say wa call law school ya call you to bar. If you don't have the license, you don't have the right to practice. And you know, I love what is happening in GS. Now that you write the licensure exams, for you to be given license. And I'm saying, say, authority must beef up they are doing. Omo yadi, omo yebi, omo nyebi nkaun. Ebi no omo nyankaun. They said those regulations, conduct of teachers, you know, staff, you know, they should infuse it whether into the curriculum they do at the training college or at the time you are going to write your licensure exams. It is something you should have abreast yourself with, so that you know, say, even Sakolana the 25 years cry. No, a student, so far as a student, I have no right to do anything with. Intimate is or say, Akolani parents, only my coffee and not in the school. Not when the child is your student.
Okay. So in this case, the lady now, okay, they allege, and I said the supposed statement a free lady nebusi and how say oh
it's irrelevant.
I don't know anymore.
It's irrelevant. And obefia now my best. But so far as old school, if you read that provision American says here, regulation 3 sub regulation 8 II CII ewa enti 3.8.CII any staff who has carnal knowledge, you can carnal knowledge say on carnal or natural say ebia very good. That is on carnal. But here they are saying carnal, which means presupposes that teacher ni bema any student oba and a teacher ni oba any student bema.
And you see in you can say constitution ni man as a law na you share earlier on. I don't know. You can't rape about when you say you to me rape bema. When you rape per se, but yeah, when I explicit say or the bema shemu say or even when you teacher ni background unti me ne akra or bema regardless say consent ni implied and I say yeah explicit no
unti me. One thing I make can when say in law we have a Latin phrase that we say generalia specialibus non derogant. As a Chinese say, where there is a specific law, the general law does not apply.
Okay.
So the general law cannot overrule the specific law. What is the general law here? The Act 29 that says in Repubema. So what I say.
Yeah. But
when you come into the field of teaching, there is a regulation, and that regulation binds the teacher more than even the Criminal Act. And that is the specialized legislation made for teaching. And here or say Sakolani or Bema and now your bar, so teacher knew your Bema and now your bar. So far as say or your student, you know, you should not have any carnal knowledge with that child. Sakolani the 20 years, so we did 25, so we did 30. So far as say uye or chile ni now or your student at that moment, you know, you do not have. That's right. Oh yes, sir. It is what? It is a professional misconduct. And by this, you know, your license can be revoked. It is the license that they will revoke. And when they revoke your license, you don't have any right to practice. It is gradually they are now doing it. When you go to other jurisdiction, before you can teach as a teacher, you need a license. But here at 90 as I say, I'm running to me wholly and take effect. And yes, sir, if your mom child or private school now, you must have a license before you can teach. But it is a gradual process. By NT as I say bedrew, then now you need license now. You cannot teach. And it is a could do say we misconduct be now almost now as a committee. Now committee they say what you did was a professional misconduct. They will just revoke your license and you cannot teach.
The time with the law and Wasugusa with you. Mini lawyer Dominic Ofori-Boadi, you free back up chambers or Kufri Senate building no emu and I seen Kunya Yedin Komo about consent regarding sex and no and some any king a money member shame de I Debbie Jai. Mempesa and no home come and I no pay ye consent here I can answer me. Is it that every single time and there was a consent ni ejuma and I say consent once given is perpetual
in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Oh no. So we are defining consent. You see, for another person to do an act. That act is not in perpetuity. So now, and we share me na ye kasana mama consent na so mi mu a. Say nya den ya ye be kofi. Yeah, it doesn't mean say me ma consent one and one no. Baby, anytime they are open say o say sad no. You still need my consent.
Cause sa rule way ni ade no. But because me can say what are some of the gray areas are as a shada nye ebi ebe wadwin say we no and then the shada mbe mu we say net but I was there itimi hwe ne ehye so hu say ade we no sa area we no no go area aha na etro hwe na wanko ho say ebi I don't know if me question no o ti assess
I am trying to
say emrani bi wo ho a wan hwe ye be say aha ne de ebi amra no shada anye my can say shada anye straightforward.
Okay, and you know when you don't see it explicitly, no, we are saying that you use the test. What is the test? What a reasonable person will do.
Okay,
that should be the test at every point in time. And the baby any explicit, no, please. What would an ordinary person or a reasonable person do about this case? No why. So what am I saying? And to say I'm true explicitly. Ordinary person be ni ami na. A reasonable person.
Okay.
Obey there me person me na. So obey there yeah. Onya jai. And that is the test. A reasonable person. And the reasonable person we are talking about is not somebody with any expertise, a lay person. Obia oni nimdie efa bibia ho. What I say? Ni asa ni pa ni beye no. Eno na ye bi.
All right. Cancel the other one I don't know if you wait me the ashe we ma. Bia be man your ba e shame. My recorded. Does that okay fine and I say ABI one party person recording, do you need the consent of the other party before you record?
Of course and even after recording if you want to use it for any other thing you still come back to seek for consent. So okay, maybe as
Russia guy,
yes, I stated say the first say mama consent to record them because it wasn't in an open space and it means it is not for public consumption. That is one. For you to upload on the internet you need another consent.
Teacher ni student EDA and you mun record the video me sure say o angle na to so be na baby no record it. Can teacher any students need take some nipa or no recording so eventually omuhuna can they take that person on legally say omo breach or maybe omo privacy and be yet
well breach of privacy me ana o so is it right and you know sana makano illegality two illegalities yeah well breach of privacy right but who say emrano but because nipa no recording but yeah funny say ebia police and I say enforcement agency bia they can have devious means to ascertain evidence.
Okay,
any devious means to ascertain evidence it will be accepted in the eye of the law, but this one is a private person who is recording say yeah assembly well na be beside say na almost share them or na nipa no must be liable and I say baby almost share no. Is it a private room?
Okay,
is the science lab a private room?
Okay,
it's a public place because that place is meant for people to come and learn. And you know and yes almost share a lab room into or say it is not a private place. I don't know say fan call them who them know I want a private but science lab no it's a public place.
All right. And yanko self question to or no bisa the age of consent.
Okay. So
at what age you know bet you am
60 years and above, that consent will be legal. But me or besides say it will be wa bontin no per se. Sakolan on say kasi ayana but say akolan the 16 years ubetimi no Eddie empemagro nanso untimi nware no on problem ba ko no agi say we di 18 enti no lawyer bi say enti no between 16 and 18 akola so on fan den on fan practices any yeah na one man kwan say 16 and one man kwan 16 obetimi Eddie empemagro bo ntimi nware agi we di 18 enti no I think say as and when you call your name no say you know be bridge gap no but say akola is below 16 na that is defilement and no na running say akola ne te ase one te ase and it's only obi that na the person is below 16 a defilement e ho no dey em running kura say or te ase one te ase but so 16 years and above normal consent now that one is accepted, you are right, but if the person does not give consent, that one is called rape, it's not defilement. And so akolane the 16 years echo na say one penis one man na da and no your friend rape, but so below 16 so penis one penis one man na da defilement. And no say no beside no na and I know say even it is done. That is why I say employee even adwuma mu kura no say e be adwuma e form you no mo person mo warrior sometimes they have to SSO mu yi ba ku fi department ba ku ko ba ku so what I say because they are department inti be a marketing department mu nyina mo wo ho and ye hu say as a more person more dom who and those things to me back with marketing department edo call registry.
Okay.
And this answer obeje transfer call baby for say to say teaching ya e bet me am transfer akwa another school.
The yesia na no pay person mi jimi di say ye nyina behwe na yetime di so because no crepe wom ni say sa ensem we issues of emra efa memane ema ehemu ehun ne ka o court no ewusia utiti nkomoni bia ya na ba said the cancer kan e bi o ho aye koduru ho aye nsai mire kra wo ho ne partial oni so betel no now